You know, the Distell Inter-Hotel Challenge is celebrating its 10th year, and with 25 hotels participating. It highlights the role of mentorship, development, training. So there are many categories, from concierges to hot chefs, pastry chefs, baristas and wine stewards. And ultimately goal-driven staff, career advancement, and we feel that they have an understanding of where service excellence needs to be in South Africa, and hospitality industry is the backbone to tourism.
We've got a variety of different hotels competing and having this competition taking place today. We've got a lot of the young chefs displaying the work that they've been putting over the years and actually producing some amazing, good quality food. We've got some desserts coming out, some starters, some mains, as well some food and wine pairing that's happening in this process. So you can tell there's quite a lot going on, but you can feel the energy and the passion that's happening in the air today, which is really exciting.
The chefs who are competing in this particular competition are young chefs. They are hotel chefs, and above all, they are being mentored by senior chefs. So it's not a mystery basket kind of competition. They've got plenty of time, months in fact, to work on recipes, to get their mentors to help them, to decide what they're going to do. And then today, they produce whatever they've decided on, and they get judged on that.
You can see progress, I guess, more and more exposure to cooking shows and international ideas. Yeah, so definitely an improvement. Lots of clean plates, lots of good smells coming out of the kitchen.
As the kitchen judge, I'm looking for candidates' hygiene excellence. I'm looking for precision in cooking processes, that they have the correct, they're using the correct techniques and methods that they're stipulating.
The experience is great because this is my second time I'm entering this professional chefing competition, and this time is like a different ballgame because we are using like 3 different types of lamb cuts. So we do have like the lamb lips, the lamb neck, and the lamb shank, which is a challenge when it comes to cooking. So the exposure is great, and the experience is just out of this world because you're working in a professional kitchen whereby a lot of like professional chefs that are doing great have been in this kitchen. And for you to work and compete in this kitchen, for me, it's not just an honor, but it's something of which I'm gonna cherish it for the long time, really.
You know, you have chefs that can follow a recipe and they can execute it, but without music. And I've been privileged enough today to see at least one chef that dances to the music of the ingredients, of the creation, of the joy of flavors. I've seen a love letter today.
When we were afforded the chance to do the wine steward course, and having learned that it's actually the most popular wine course, or actually just a hospitality course given out, I really started seeing the small differences that it makes when doing service. You know, you've got etiquette. Etiquette is a big thing, especially when you're working in hotels like we are working. Etiquette is everything. And as soon as you go from a normal waiter or a normal bartender and you go into wine steward, you start learning the small nuances of etiquette, and I think that's the biggest thing.
I'm from Element House. I'm representing them in the wine stewards, setting up my station here for the service that I'm going to be providing today. From wines to a cocktail to start off with, and all the way to the end.
They absolutely have to have good working knowledge of the product. They also have to present well. They have to make us feel comfortable as their guests. So the way that they deal with the product, the way that they serve, must instill confidence in us as guests. So it's a sort of a total package, if I can say.
It's we're assessing on my side mostly all the service side to see how the protocol are followed, to see they meet the international expectation of the fine hotels they work with, and how they can turn their knowledge of the product into passion that can keep me interested, that wants me to ask questions, that want me to get maybe another glass, or to already be salivating on the food pairing they are trying to explain to us.
I'm here as a wine steward, and what I presented today was a long list of beautiful stuff, starting off with the cocktail. Amarula based, then I was dealing with Nederberg wines, well-renowned winery from Pau. 3 types of wines on there, 3-course menu, good judges, everything else was just a bonus, man.
It is the sommelier, the wine waiter, who has to come and present the wines knowledgeable so that, again, the experience is enhanced.
Everything is in the details. It's I look how they handle the glassware, how they use the tray, how they actually open the bottle, if they put the waste in their pocket, if they clean the neck of the bottle. All these little nitty-gritty details that has to be here for a 5-star service that is expected at the Distell Inter-Hotel Challenge.
And I've seen it with our staff at the hotel where I share some of the tips that I've learned here, and we've been getting more compliments at work. We've been seeing the results of doing proper tray service, serving in the right direction, especially when it comes to international guests. They really notice the small points. So this course that I wasn't even aware of, a wine steward, has already enriched me in so much. So I think it's really an important part for employers to really upskill their workers. And if you're in hospitality, I'd say anyone should do a wine steward course.
Today we judge the wine stewards on the food and wine pairing. The guys are really doing well. For the wine steward to have a very good food and wine pairing, it just brings out joy to the dining experience.
Having done this competition for a few years now, the standards are always going up, and I think the future for the industry is clearly very bright. The crucial thing about what we're doing today is that the wine is already made, so there's nothing you can do about that. But the chef has to be very clever in order to bring out the best in the wine without overshadowing the other part. And the job of the wine steward is to understand the wine so that when they're sitting in front of the guests, they are speaking a language which the chef will understand.
One of the dishes that stood out for us was probably one dish that we looked at the menu and we thought there was a spelling mistake. Arancini, and it was written arancini with CH instead of CI, until we realized when the dish arrived and it was a different concept of arancini, which was more of samp beans instead of your orzo, your risotto with cheese.
I'm trying to infuse like cultural, because I grew up in a village and stuff. So something being is something like you always have, But I wanted to zhuzh up a little bit, to make it more classy. Understand, to bring my hometown, understand, into the field I am.
What we're looking for is the understanding, firstly, of the grape, of the style, and of course of the brand they're dealing with, so that when the food is presented to them, they know what to bring out of the food, but also make sure that it's presented in a way that the palate leaves both dishes and the wine singing the same hymn. The Inter-Hotel Challenge, sponsored by the wonderful people at Distell, will forever be remembered as an initiative which really lifted South Africa's tourism industry unbelievably. I think it's a decade since they started, and you can see great people like Melvin, who were part of the competition when they were youth. Now they're making their own wines. Other people running great hotels, other people, great chefs. It's a legacy to be very proud of.
What I'm basically looking for when it comes to baked goods, a little bit of innovation, a little bit of technique, but also ultimately I'm looking for taste. That's what we're looking for. Some of the breads we've seen this morning show that the techniques are down, they know what they're doing. So I think it's going to be a a good competition this year.
So the criteria we were given was to bake 3 breads, which was the ciabatta, the baguette, and the seed loaf. So we had to prepare those for this competition as bakers. So it means a lot to me because it's an opportunity for me to grow in the right space, in the right direction, because I'm guided by people and all the exposure. That's it.
So what's very important in the case of a competition is that you adhere to your recipe. So sometimes, as in the bread category, we had a health loaf. So it's very important that you stick to basic disciplines.
Okay, did you do this cake? Okay. Presentation-wise, fabulous. It's a really interesting cake. You put it on the buffet, a high tea buffet in a 5-star hotel, fits right in.
The impact of participating in a competition like this with the prizes, which are completely amazing. We've got Distell, who provide flights to America. In fact, Valor Hospitality are inviting the winning chef to go and spend a 3-week internship there. The Red Carnation are supplying the winning wine steward the opportunity of working alongside their award-winning sommeliers at the Ashford Castle in Ireland. And Lancet, for example, are providing the flights and cash money to go to France, the home of fine patisserie, to the Chateau de la Cruzette. And we've got others like KitchenAid, who are completely so generous, providing KitchenAid mixes and commercial mixes to the hotel for the winning baker. We've got bursaries for online study from the South African Youth Development Agency and International Hotel School. So everybody puts forward incredibly important bursaries and meaningful prizes, which we feel would only benefit those competing and winning. I think the participants get peer recognition, and certainly it broadens their horizons and gives them an idea of where their careers could take them. You know, the people here today are incredible. We've got their mentors, some of the executive chefs, definitely GMs, ex-GMs, which really they support their teams from the top down. And we like to say they're a bit like expectant fathers, because they are here for their teams, and it's wonderful to see that support.
I enjoy coming to support the people who are coming up through the industry, seeing what they're doing, how they are evolving, the way that they are working. It's professional. They've learned what is the expectation to be in a competition, and also I think what they've done is learned how to improve their skills and the way that they plate, which is also very important now that the trends, you know, everyone is now an expert chef and watching master chefs, so this is they know what is the next level of plating that they need to do.